User stories are narratives to foster collaboration, guide the development, and drive meaningful outcomes. But many use them as containers for requirements. So here is everything you need to know about user stories. Why do we need user stories? A user story is written from the perspective of a user who wants to derive value from the product. It should focus on the user's desired outcomes and be embedded in the context where the user seeks value from the product. How to write user stories? The basic format of a user story is simple. Who? As a user, user type. What? I want to. Action to perform. Why? So that the desired outcome. For example, as a user, I want to drag and drop tasks within a list so that I can reorder them quickly and easily. The first method to write effective user stories is 3 C's. The 3 C's of user stories are card, conversation, and confirmation. They are essential for writing a good user story. Card. A card explaining who, what, and why. They once were physical cards, but today we create user stories in tools like Jira. Conversation. Rather than creating a detailed specification, discuss the reasoning behind the user story. Everyone needs to understand not just how the user story will benefit the users, but also how it will contribute to the product outcome and how it aligns with your product strategy. Confirmation. Confirmation refers to the acceptance criteria that should be fulfilled to ensure the requirements have been met and delivered correctly. It's a concise checklist, not detailed test cases. The second approach to write effective user stories is using the INVEST method. INVEST is an acronym representing the essential qualities of well-written user stories. Independent, each user story should be self-contained and not depend on other stories. Negotiable, the details of the user story can be discussed and negotiated with the team and the stakeholders. Valuable, the user story delivers value to the end user. Estimable, it should be possible to estimate the effort required to complete the user story. Small. User stories should be small enough to be completed within a single iteration. If you do not work in iterations, you might assume 2 to 4 weeks as the rule of thumb. Testable. There are clear criteria to determine if the user story has been successfully implemented. Those qualities are highly desirable, but do not obsess over the acronym. How to split user stories? Some user stories are too big to be selected for the implementation. You must break them into smaller, more manageable pieces to deliver value faster and ideally start learning from customers using your product for real. The first level are epics. Epic is a larger element, typically combining 5 to 15 smaller user stories, though that's highly context-specific. User stories are small, manageable items. And at the bottom we have tasks. They are used to plan and monitor the exact work performed by engineers. Product managers have nothing to say here. Some people add more layers, but in my experience, they overcomplicate things and do not bring much value. So keep it simple. Click the link under this post to read more about user stories and to download a high-quality PDF with the user stories cheat sheet. Thanks.